So the question is, I don't like living in Mexico or Latin America. What would you recommend as plan B? Already an EU US citizen may drop the latter. Now, this is David Russo, not an advanced member, but our subscribers, and we take our subscribers seriously. So, if you aren't subscribed, turn on the bell notification and subscribe so you're notified of any important change within any of the residencies or citizenships. This is a valid question. A lot of people I deal with, a lot of my clients, a lot of people who call me are Americans, Canadians. They come from the US through any of the means they already have, or through marriage or through descent, whatever it is. They have an EU passport. So they have this vital, lethal combination of US and EU on paper. This is a lethal combination on paper. Essentially, you're just a Westerner. You have couple of Western citizenships, right? You have access, equal access on both. When it comes to protection and diversity, that is what you're lacking. You don't have security from the West. The direction in which the West is headed is not only causing troubles outside, but it's also causing troubles inside for their own citizens. So it's something that's just exploding, right? And you want security for yourself, your family, and you want diversity. You want to be prepared. You know it's coming. It's just a matter of time. You make a single mistake and gotcha. So that is what you got to prep for. That is what you want to plan for. This question is interesting because a lot of people aren't interested in Latin citizenships. Either it's for safety, crime situation, they have some preconceived notions, or they don't like the whole Spanish drama, right? They don't want to deal with Latin Americans or that region in general. So if you remove Latin America, if you remove US, Canada, if you remove the entire EU, then what is your citizenship options? And herein lies the best plan B citizenships. Okay, we're not talking about access documents here. You're looking for access, good luck for you. Go buy some Caribbean passports. We're not talking about those tiny islands. We're talking about real mainland countries, real nations that people know. All right. So I'm going to discuss 6 citizenships, right, which are pure plan Bs, not access documents, but real plan Bs, which can safeguard your situation in times of trouble. Okay, I'm going to discuss the detailed requirements for all 6 citizenships so you know how to acquire them, one or more of these citizenships, so you can protect yourself and your family in future. In case there is a World War III situation, hope it doesn't happen, but in case it does, you know where to relocate to. The first one is going to be Cambodia. See, it's not a good place to go and reside all your lifetime. That's not the scenario that we're discussing here. We're discussing a place to go in terms of trouble, to get diversity, to get protection from the West. Let's say if there is something that's going on towards the West, here is where you go. So Cambodia is first on the list. I'm not going to discuss this in any ranking, right? I'm just going to list all 6 options. Ranking would depend upon your personal circumstances. And if you are interested in any of these, you can always click the link in the description. We have attorneys in most of these places, so we can easily discuss this and get you started. So first is Cambodia. Second is Egypt. Okay, I really feel Egypt is interesting. It has a new program which makes it affordable for a lot of people and profitable to a lot of people. Then you have your usual Turkey and Jordan, not everyone's cup of tea. Then in the Africas, you have Mauritius. There's a very interesting option in Mauritius, which makes most of you watching qualify for that citizenship. I'm also going to discuss Armenia, because that's also a flexible residency that could lead to citizenship. All right. Now, why is Cambodia interesting? Cambodia is interesting because it's in Asia's. You don't have Asia offering dual citizenship. Otherwise, Cambodia is one of the very few countries. There's Laos that does it, but Laos is slightly unaffordable. Better than that deal is Cambodia. Cambodia has 2 very interesting options. One is more affordable, which is the CM2H category. 5 years visa at 100K in property, right? It's your own property. You're not donating the stuff. You buy the property, let it sit for 5 years, grab your citizenship from Cambodia, and that's the first way. That's the more economical way for someone who wants to wait. It's just like the Portugal golden visa, except here and you're getting it actually in 5 years. The second category in Cambodia is the direct citizenship purchase. Now here you can either donate 250k, not a preferred option. You can also invest 305k in a government project, buy a property, and immediately grab your citizenship with Cambodia. So that's number one. Number two, the latest program with Egypt is that you invest 300k in a property. Let's say you buy a condo, a couple of condos, 150k each in Egypt. You pick up your citizenship in 3 months to 6 months. That's the real time frame with the new launch of the new program. Turkey is standard at 400k in property or 500k with a bank deposit. The property is dicey, the bank deposit, good luck with all the capital control situations you would face once you get the monies out. It's currently on the FATF gray list, so you got to be mindful of that. Jordan can be as low as 750k. The ideal option is $1 million. Deposit that in the bank, and then you can structure investments to get that Jordanian citizenship. What's particularly interesting, let's say there's a war situation, let's say you want a strong passport, let's say you want a diversified plan B. One of the most important ones, the super important ones, and I think the most important ones on this list is Mauritius. For one, it's in Africa's really an interesting, safe part of Africa, right? Strong passport, strong plan B. Let's say there's a war in the West. That's the place to be, right? You're going to be safe. There's no war happening in Mauritius. They're not fighting with anyone. There's no conflict with anyone. So that's going to stay protected territory once you're in it. And think about being a Mauritian citizen in Mauritius. That's a super interesting option. And finally, you have Armenia. Armenia is interesting. It's a flexible residency. Let's say you start a business. It doesn't have to be of any certain net worth, right? Just start a business and you keep that for 3 years, right? And after 3 years, you can go and apply for citizenship. There's no prescribed minimum stay in the country. Now to establish some connections, obviously you got to play this smart, right? Have some presence over that so it looks like you have a genuine logical connection, and everything should be genuine, right? The intent should be genuine, but it has the flexibility. And then after 3 years, you can always look at that citizenship. Very diversified. It does not have the great access that you want, but you have a place to go for plan B or use that citizenship. And one thing a lot of people miss is that there's always pairing, right? You have residency permits, you have all these citizenships. Some countries don't ask for all the list. They don't want to know the whole bag of passports that you're carrying. They're more interested in which was the last one that you used for enter their country. So you can always pair important residencies with important passports or strategically important passports, and that way you can secure your life. As I said, anytime you want to get started with any of these options or any options in general, always click the link, book a call, and we can get you started. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, make sure you're subbed, and catch you in the next one.